So what we're going to be looking at today is how the total man-hours calculation affects the cleanliness of your building. This calculation determines how many hours a company will need to be paying employees to clean a facility. So let's take this facility here, and let's say this facility definitely takes 40 hours to clean, and that's what company A bids it at. They bid it at the correct amount of time, the 40 hours. Company B bids it at the 30 hours. And it's this miscalculation by company B which really does affect the cleanliness of your facility. So even if company A and company B were to plan to pay their employees the exact same wage rate at $11 an hour, company A's final proposal will always be higher because their annual cost of labor is higher. So when comparing the final annual prices of Company A and Company B, it almost seems unreasonable to pick Company A purely because they are more expensive. However, Company B's final annual price is solely dependent on their calculation of 30 hours a day. So the problem comes when Company B discovers that they cannot physically clean the facility in the 30 hours, and they must take 40 hours to clean the facility. So now Company B has to discover ways in which they can refrain from losing money on their job. And there's really only one of four things that they can do. So one of the things that they can do is just cut the profits on the job. So instead of making 20 to 30% profit on the job, they may choose to take only 5 to 10% profit. But obviously no commercial company wants to do this. So realistically, the first thing that they're going to do is cut the wages of the employees. And as you can see by this calculation here, by taking the wages of the employees from $11 an hour to the $8.25 an hour, you calculate that by the daily hours that you'll be in the facility, that gets you back to that total daily cost of $330. And that will put the company back in line with their budget. So the problem with this is obvious. It's very difficult to hire people at $8.25 an hour. So the turnover rate becomes exponential. So managers are now less worried about the cleanliness of your facility and more worried about hiring people to get into your facility. So perhaps Company B recognizes this and decides to pay their employees $11 an hour. So instead of high turnover rates, they now are going to have to try and fit everything into the 30 hours. But as we said before, it is impossible to clean this facility in 30 hours. It takes the 40 hours. So instead of cutting wages, they only begin cutting corners. So when they cut corners, less and less of your facility will be cleaned. The final thing Company B can do is renegotiate the price with you as the facility manager. So when they renegotiate the price, the first thing they're going to do is incorporate the total cost of labor, which would be calculated at the man hours of 40 hours. So the price that you originally turned down by Company A is the exact same price that Company B will come back to you with, begging you to accept.